Hey, 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 Fit Mama. Jen Oliver here, your host of the Fit Mama podcast. This is the work in to your workout. Hi, Fit Mama, and welcome to episode 26, H2OK. This one is all about water. One of our most basic needs. This is one of the pillars of the Fit Mama Foundations. And much like our friend sleep, it gets pushed into the boring and, oh, I forgot category more often than most of us care to admit. Water bottles are all the rage, but the more you have, are you necessarily more hydrated? My hubby laughs at me all the time because I am constantly looking at water bottles when we go to stores. It's like more the merrier, which really isn't the case. But water, the more the merrier, is closer to the case. Unfortunately, the bottle itself doesn't make you more hydrated, but with a little mindful awareness around it, like having a bottle you want and love to carry with you, you will see how much more often you actually drink from it. Now, if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, how hydrated do you think you are? 1, dehydrated severely. 5, maybe a little dehydrated, a little hydrated, and 10, super hydrated in the ideal way. Are the last 5 beverages that you had water? Or were they coffee, tea, pop, juice, wine, something else? What were the last 5 beverages? I want you to just think about it right now and rate yourself on that scale of 1 to 10. Where do you fall? Science has found that we are made up of mostly water. We know that by now, which means we all have needs that we need to meet in terms of water, in terms of having adequate hydration. We lose lots of water on any given day as well. Naturally through our days, whether it's breathing, sweating, or going to the bathroom, we actually lose water. We lose it. So if we're not taking it in copious amounts to be able to A, balance it out, but also hydrate us on top of that, then you may be dehydrated. And there's definitely many levels of dehydration. Severely dehydrated, you would know because you would probably be hospitalized. But a little bit dehydrated is how most of us actually walk around in our lives. So if you are not sure, here are a few symptoms that you may be feeling if you are slightly dehydrated. Headaches. Are you finding you have headaches a lot that isn't due to something you can think of? Dry skin. Very dry skin. Depending on your climate, this can be a sign of dehydration. Fatigued constantly. How about always wanting to sleep or be tired? There are other contributors to this possibly in your life, but dehydration could be one of them. Peeing less often. Sometimes we don't want to pee very often because it's quite inconvenient, especially depending on our job or if we're going on a road trip or certain times. I know for me, I want to be hydrated on road trips, but I don't want to stop all the time to pee. So I will very, very specifically think about it in advance and make sure I'm really super hydrated the day before. And then I will rehydrate close to when I get there. And then when I get there, because peeing often when you're driving is rather annoying. If you notice your pee is dark in color rather than clear, this is a very clear sign that you might be slightly dehydrated. So just start to become more mindful of how you're feeling and do a little bit of experimenting. Actually add more water into your day and start to see, wow, my headaches are gone away, or wow, I feel so much more energized. You will notice. We can experiment anytime with ourselves. And it's a beautiful thing to start to notice how much better you feel when you're taking more water in. So there are so many ways that I recommend to fit mamas to incorporate more water into your day. Starting each morning with 20 to 30 ounces of room temperature water. So in milliliters, that's about 750 mils, close to 700 to a liter. So I want you to think about having a glass of water or a water bottle right beside your bed. So when you wake up in the morning, that's what you do first before you even get out of bed. 20 to 30 ounces to start your day is a huge win. So really, 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 that's one of the top things I recommend, because if you pair it with an activity like waking up, you will not forget. And you will bring the glass or bottle to bed at night. And then when you wake up in the morning, you chug it down. And if you wake up in the night and you are feeling thirsty, you have it there for you. So you're able to drink it. Another idea to add more water into your day is 30 to 60 minutes before any meals, drink water. Now, you don't want to drink it right when you're going to eat. And that's a common misconception and a common mistake that people make is they chug water at lunchtime while they're trying to eat food. And too much water will actually dilute the stomach acids that are going to be helpful in digesting your food. So be very, very mindful that it's 30 to 60 minutes before a meal that is ideal to drink lots of water, and then saving a little time after your meal, maybe 30 minutes, and then drinking more water after that. Really important to remember, you don't want to dilute those stomach acids so you're able to digest your food. So 30 to 60 minutes before a meal, you know you're going to lunch at noon, at 11 a.m., set an alarm and say, hey, I'm going to chug down 1 liter of water or 500 mils or 20 ounces or whatever floats your boat. When you start to crave something, this can be a cue. It can be a cue for you to trigger a different behavior. So often when we crave something, oh, right now I would die for a chocolate bar or something, right? We have these thoughts. Oh, I really want a bag of chips. Oh, I really want this. Most often it's because we want to change our state of being, our state of mind, our state in general. We don't want to be doing the things we want to do or that we're doing, so we likely are thinking about something else. Oh, I want a bag of chips, or we're wanting to feel good in some way. This is such an interesting thing about cravings, that they aren't always physiological in that way where you're wanting that chocolate bar or chips so badly because of a physiological desire. More often, it might be that you're so thirsty, your body is craving salt. Maybe it's craving magnesium or some other vitamin or mineral. So when cravings come on, drink water. Drink water and assess your feelings over and above the craving itself. Set a reminder on your phone to ring every hour to remind you to get up, empty your water. So if you haven't drank it by then, drink it down, go have a pee, or refill your water back up. Quick interruption from today's episode to share with you one of our show sponsors, Best Self Journal. I don't know about you, but I am a bit of a journal junkie. I love goal setting and planning and executing in a way that makes goal getting fun. It wasn't until I was gifted this Best Self Journal by a coach I was working with that I fell in love with it, and now give it to all the fit mamas I begin working privately with. The ease of using this journal and the laying out of the priorities that are needed to move forward on tasks and epic happenings in your life is so simple and fun with this journal. Have you discovered the Best Self Journal yet? I guarantee that using this journal will move you towards feeling your best. And I just ordered the Smart Marks bookmark and the weekly planner pad, which I am so excited for, and I will share how much I am loving those in the future. Productivity, organization, and focus are keys for fitting in all the things that you want, making sure that you are achieving the things you set out for yourself. I'm sure you know how good that feels to be organized, planned, and ready to execute. Click the link below and get your own Best Self Journal today. When you set reminders through your day, whether you're out and about or at home with the kids or at work or traveling or whatever you're doing, you will be likely distracted by the many things that you're engaged in your life. And if you can set a reminder on your phone for every hour, 2 hours, depending on your day, to remind yourself to get more water in, you will have success. Another one that I have started suggesting to people because I do it myself is this. If a negative self-talk moment arrives in your head, or you feel worried or overwhelmed, which for me comes up as a feeling of anxiety or a feeling of, oh, I have so much to do, there's not enough time, or if I'm feeling negative towards myself for whatever reason, that is a cue to me to go drink some water. Right? It's a cue to me to get out of the situation that I'm in where I'm feeling overwhelmed, because there is always enough time to get everything I need to get done. That is the truth. And time is an illusion, as you've heard me mention before. So the key thing to really understand is that when negativity or overwhelm or negative self-talk towards yourself, especially where it's not warranted, because it's never warranted, then drink water. Drink water is the antidote because it allows you to change your state naturally. It will distract you. It will get you in a different place. It will move you from your spot while you're going to get your water, and you will allow those feelings to dissipate. So start to use water or choose water as a means to helping you feel better. It is something that is going to help you feel better. And the thing is with habits, especially when we're adopting new ones, is that when we pair them with something that we're already doing, they are more likely to happen and stick long term. So just like I mentioned about the negative self-talk, when you are in your awareness and you're mindful enough to realize, hey, I'm about to berate myself for not going to the gym, I feel awful and I'm cascading down into that negative spiral. Okay, let's go drink some water. Let's walk around the house or do something that we can do and calm down a little bit. It will switch gears. And whenever you think about adopting a new behavior or a new health habit, think about where you can add it on and tack it on to something that you're already doing. As I suggested, every morning waking up, having that big glass of water or bottle beside you so that you will be triggered into drinking it when you wake. Another example is if you go and have a coffee, whether you're out and about or you're having coffee at home, trigger that to remind you that you want to have 4 cups of water every time you have a cup of coffee to replenish your hydration. Or every time you feel stress, grab your water. Think about cueing this together and binding these two activities, water as the antidote for something else, whether it's a stress, an overwhelm, a boredom, a loneliness, a feeling like you want to go scroll Instagram, but you don't want to be wasting your time. Grab a glass of water, switch gears, do something else. This will lead you, the water will actually lead you away from the negativity or from the other habit. Even if it's a good habit, you want to think about, how can I pair this? Every time I brush my teeth, I'm going to have a glass of water. Pairing it with something you already do consistently will allow you to be more consistent with the new habit. And when you're distracted for a moment by going to get your water bottle or focusing on your own self-care, it will force you to breathe and relax, and a change of state will occur. Something I noticed a lot after traveling was that they always bring you ice water to the table. And I do eat out a lot and am often in restaurants or coffee shops for meetings or work. And I noticed every time I would sit there with a glass of ice water, I would sip on it, drink it up, they'd keep refilling it. And after about an hour or so, my body temperature felt like it was hitting sub-zero temperatures. And I would have to leave the restaurant or the coffee shop and put on more layers or wrap myself up before my fingers were too numb. So what I started to do now, and I highly recommend it because it really works, is that in addition to asking for no ice when the water comes out or when they're pouring my water, I will order a mug of hot water. And that way, not only would it not be cold, most often it would be too hot even to drink. So as I sit there chatting with someone or enjoying my meal or enjoying working or whatever I'm doing, I will have that mug right by me and I might put my hands on it or hold it and it warms me. And then I sip it and enjoy it as part of my experience. So changing the temperature of your water can actually change how much you consume. I know for me, room temperature water is the way that I drink it, but I know others who they love ice water. And regardless of what your body needs or what I really am a believer of your body will tell you what it needs. So if you're craving ice water, drink it. If you're craving room temperature water or warm water, drink it. Either way, drink it because water is life. And you absolutely will feel an improvement in all aspects of your mind and body when you start to drink more water. At Fit Mama, one of the visual cues I use to remind you how much water you want to drink is fill up your legs. Yeah, I always say that. Fill up your legs. Fill up your legs basically means that you want to drink about half your body weight in ounces. So you want to be filled up to your torso with water that you drink on every single day. Now, here in Canada, we use milliliters and liters, and in America, they use ounces. And I live in a border city. We are very close. And many, many Canadians I know use ounces as well instead of milliliters or use them interchangeably. So for those of you who are not as familiar with one or the other, 32 ounces, that is 32 1-ounce shot glasses, if you can picture that, make up 1 liter of water. Okay, 1 liter, which is 1,000 milliliters. Okay, you don't have to do the math. Everything that you buy will have it written on there. And every time you have a water bottle that you fill up, you will know. But the key thing is to have a rough estimation, knowing that you're probably drinking about half your body weight in ounces every single day. Every single day. So, for example, if you weigh 160, you want to drink about 80 ounces of water, which is approximately 3 liters of water. It may sound like a lot if you're not used to drinking that, but it really isn't that much. And when you do get into a habit around drinking water, you will notice that you probably drink even more of that. One thing I really recommend when I'm recommending water intake and allowing you to focus on how much of it you will take is that you want to focus on drinking the majority of it early in the day, because then you won't be up all night running to pee. So like I said, when you drink that 20 to 30 ounces of water upon waking, you're well on your way to your 80 ounces plus of water every single day. So one of the statements that I use and the lines that I drop all the time to Fit Mamas to remind them is drink 2 by 2. This means 2 liters of water by 2 p.m. or about 65 ounces by 2 p.m. So if you are drinking a water bottle that has a liter on it, you want to make sure that you hit 2 of those by 2 p.m. And if you can drink the majority of your water early in the day, then you are less likely to be peeing all night. It's less likely to be interfering with your life. And it's more likely to allow you to get up through the day, regardless of what you're doing, and pee and breathe and take some space and time away from your busy schedule. So it works as kind of a double whammy. It's not only hydrating you, but it's also giving you the breaks in your day that you probably think you don't have. And if you drink coffee and alcohol, or you're exercising in the day or breastfeeding, that means more water. How do you know if enough is enough? Well, I get this question all the time. People are always wondering, am I drinking too much water? The thing is that the most likelihood is not. People do not drink generally too much water. Sometimes we might go on a 1 or 2 day binge of drinking so much water because we're getting into the routine or we're getting excited or we got a new bottle or whatever the case is. But in general, drinking more water because you drink alcohol or coffee or are exercising or breastfeeding is only going to just get you back to that baseline where you feel you have adequate water. So my rule of thumb around this is that for every coffee or alcoholic drink, you drink about that same amount in water to make up for its natural diuretic effect. Coffee and alcohol actually are diuretics, which means they will force you to pee more, which means dehydrating you. Yes. So if you have approximately 12 ounces of wine, drink an additional 12 ounces of water, maybe even more, depending on how you feel. For every hour you exercise, drink another 10 ounces of water, 5 ounces more if you're sweating profusely or working out in extremely hot conditions. Now, these are ballpark figures, and if you are sweating profusely every single day in extremely hot conditions and breastfeeding and drinking alcohol and coffee, there are a little bit more detailed calculations you could get into. I don't want to do that here. I really want you just to be conscious and aware that getting into a routine around water is going to improve the way you feel. And I don't want you to be nitpicking around numbers because that is not going to improve the way you feel. A quick break here from our podcast today to talk about one of our show sponsors, my program, The 21 Days to Love Your Body. I talk about this on some of the Fit Mama podcast episodes, but this is truly where the work into your workout begins. This 21-day program allows you to go through a new type of goal setting, creating and signing a contract that feels good to you, that you can live by, something realistic. This allows you to break down over 3 weeks, identifying your motivations, your barriers, understanding how to listen to your body, accept where you're at, embrace your life, take responsibility for where you're at. This calls you to a higher place through visualization and planning, forming new beliefs and tapping into the power of gratitude and love. This allows you to nurture yourself and enjoy the process by celebrating you, lowering your stress, understanding your willpower, catching up with your support system that starts from within. Understanding the underneath what is going on in terms of what is affecting the behaviors you engage in all starts with this program. I encourage this, and this has helped so many fit mamas around the world. I know the mindfulness and the habits you're going to form over these 3 weeks, filling in this fillable PDF journal that you can print out and fill out or fill it out right on your computer. This is the missing link. I know you'll love it, and I know you're going to get a lot from it. Have a great day and enjoy. You can find it on lovefitmama.com or jenoliver.com. Really just be cognizant of getting a water bottle in a size that you think is adequate so you don't have to fill it up every second, and drink, aiming to start with about 3 liters of water a day. The good news is that herbal teas count towards your water. So if you love teas like I do, dandelion tea is a potent liver detoxifier. Peppermint tea is a digestive soother, and green tea is a fabulous antioxidant and metabolism booster. So thinking of adding your water intake by adding in a little bit more herbal teas can add, because I do know people always want to know, how else can I get my water in? Herbal tea. Decaf green tea also, because the caffeine will have a slight diuretic effect, but it's not huge, so I wouldn't worry too much. There are some herbal teas that you want to avoid if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, so just be aware of that as well. Google that. So what would your ideal day look like, Fit Mama, if you are adequately hydrating throughout the day? Well, upon waking in the morning on an empty stomach, drinking 20 to 30 ounces of water, as I recommended. This helps to hydrate you after 8 to 10 hours, hopefully, of sleep. And it allows you to give yourself a little boost. It'll actually wake you up a little, even more than coffee. We think coffee wakes us up, but water really does. Now, if you want, you've probably heard adding some lemon into your water. Lemon is quite acidic in your mouth, so make sure you brush your teeth right after you have your lemon water if you're having some. Or you can add a little lemon essential oils in there, which is even better for your teeth. And it's a more potent Quality is important with essential oils, just to note, but it is a good way to get it in. And the lemon has a potent detoxifying effect as well. It kind of sets your liver on a little trip of detoxification, which is a great way to start your day. It will also boost your metabolism a little to get you going and started for the day. Now, remembering if you're drinking that much water, give it 20 to 30 minutes before you go and eat your breakfast. So you have that water allowing itself to do its job before it mixes up and dilutes all your stomach acids for your meal. So let it go through and then take some time and then eat. Now, ideally, after you wake and you have that 20 ounces of water, you're sitting quietly for a meditation, you're stretching, maybe you're working out, whatever it is that you're doing, take some time for you to set yourself on a course for the day. Now, we'll talk more about meditation and we'll talk tons about routines and all kinds of different things. But for the scope of this podcast, what I do is when I'm sitting for my meditation, I will have gone and grab a hot cup of tea that will sit there and steep while I meditate, and then I will drink it down. So it's a really great way to get more water in, even before breakfast, depending on when you're going to eat. Now, mid-morning, about an hour or two after you've eaten breakfast, 20 to 30 minutes though, before you eat a snack, think about drinking another 8 to 12 ounces of water or another one of your water bottles. Then before lunch, 30 to 60 minutes before, drink another 8 to 12 ounces. After lunch, drink another 8 to 12 ounces when you wait 30 to 60 minutes. That will get you to your 2 by 2 and done. Yes. Well, not done. You actually have to keep drinking for the rest of the day, a little bit. But remember, it's not about having to. It's about choosing to and realizing that it's for your best good, for your greater good, for the best you to be out and about in this world. You require hydration. You require to be fueled and nourished. And when you miss out on doing those very fundamental things for yourself, you will feel the effects. Maybe not today, but the effects will add up. So after you've hit your 2 by 2, drink another 8 to 12 ounces in the afternoon, then drink more about 30 to 60 minutes before dinner. Drink as much as you can in the hour, or not in the hour, but an hour or more maybe before dinner, because then you will have dinner to digest, have maybe a sip or two with your dinner or after dinner, and then you're done. So by the time you are going to bed, you are nourished, you are hydrated, but you don't have to pee all night. So you're going to get an incredible sleep. Yes. Yes, this is all going to lead to you feeling incredible, Fit Mama. And this will also give you something to focus on instead of negative thinking, instead of berating yourself over not going to the gym or feeling scared or nervous or worrying or whatever else we have going on in our head. Take that negative, stagnant energy of your head talk and put it into drinking water, because water and optimal hydration are linked to healthy weight maintenance and effective weight loss. But more is not always better. So remember, yes, you can overhydrate. You can get imbalances of electrolytes and minerals, so you want to avoid that. But I'm almost certain it's unlikely you're going to overhydrate. So your body will tell you in advance of that, and just you don't need to go crazy and drink 10 liters. You just need to drink about half your body weight in ounces plus more if you are exercising, breastfeeding, drinking things that are diuretics, etc. So just being mindful and aware. And it only takes maybe 1 or 2 days of really being aware and kind of focused on this for you to get into a routine around it. And that is really what I want for you, is to get into a routine where this feels completely effortless, completely effortless. Now, remember, if you are a breastfeeding Fit Mama, you do need 20 to 40 more ounces per day. And if you're breastfeeding, you know you're likely to be more thirsty. So really remember, have access to lots of clean, yummy, filtered drinking water all around your house and wherever you go when you're breastfeeding. When I was breastfeeding, I remember keeping pitchers around my house by the rocking chair, by the couch, by my bedside, and I would keep refilling them and also getting my hubby on the task to refill if he ever sees an empty pitcher, is that it allows me to always have water available. If you're pregnant, yes, you also need more. So make sure that you are keeping hydrated. You don't need as much more, 20 to 40 ounces if you're pregnant, but you might. So everybody is different. Again, please don't go crazy over measuring this and thinking about it all the time, obsessing over it. Not necessary, but do use these suggestions as guidelines and start to drink regularly through the day. Remember why you want to drink water, because it contributes to your health. It contributes to you functioning better. It contributes to you feeling good. And sometimes we think, oh, our mood is related to our life situation, and I'm so frustrated with him or her or this or that. But so often it actually can just be because our brains are not working properly. Our bodies are not working properly because they are feeling the pull of needing water. The cells and their communications are dependent on water and the vitamins and minerals that we obtain from food and drinks. So it's easy to think that while water is important, you're probably just getting enough from the food and drinks you are already consuming, which is in fact true that you do get water from food and drinks, of course, but the water from food and drinks is not enough. You must remember to drink in addition to that. So just go for it. Get your favorite bottle out and do it. Water intake is one of those habits that you want to incorporate into your everyday. The more you become accustomed to the routine of drinking ample water, you will notice the energy and lightness that you feel. Drinking water is a natural way to allow your body to eliminate toxins and waste. And we know that we are being exposed to more and more toxins every single day in our food, in our water, in our environment. So filter that water out. A lot of the toxins that we can have entering into our system can actually come from water. So be mindful of that. Drinking more water will actually help you to appear leaner because you are peeing out toxins that get stored in your fat cells. And when those fat cells release toxins, they naturally shrink in size. Yes, water helps weight loss. Weight loss is something I'm asked about consistently and over. My goal is to help you understand that long-term healthy weight maintenance isn't about a new fad diet or cutting out carbs or this or that. It's really about adding healthy habits into your days that feel effortless and increase your wellness at the same time. When you feel well, you will naturally make choices of food and drinks and behaviors based off that foundation of feeling well. From that space, you are less likely to want to hit up the drive-thru or binge on all the chips. You will feel good already and make better choices from that place. Water helps you do this. Mental clarity is the beautiful side effect of drinking more water, and it is key for feeling optimistic, energized, and living on purpose. How much more life feels hard when your brain is a foggy mess? You've probably experienced it already. So help yourself. Give yourself more support in the form of water. Drinking water and staying hydrated is one of the best things we can do, especially around our children. This is an important lesson to teach them as they have an uphill battle to face with all the sugary sodas and the variety of juices and drinks available nowadays. We all have an uphill battle. I see 3-year-olds at soccer with Gatorade, and there's no way that a child's body who's running around for a few minutes at soccer needs anything but water. So be mindful of the drinks that you feed your kids and the drinks that you feed yourself. Kids will naturally desire sweet and flavored drinks, but allow them to fall in love with water first and dilute any of the juices or drinks that you give to them. In my house, if my kids want juice in the morning, we have a policy, it's only juice in the morning, not at night. And if we do have juice, we always have apple and orange juice on hand for the most part for smoothies. But if they are going to drink straight juice, they have to drink a full glass of water first, and then they get 2 to 3 ounces of juice. So they aren't thirsty and chugging back the juice because, of course, it's going to quench their thirst, but they're going to drink way more juice than they need. So if they drink a glass of water first, then they will sip on the juice and enjoy it. By the time they finish the water, most often they don't even care much for the juice anymore because most of the time it is a hydration thing. And if they're eating breakfast at the same time, I will give them a little 1 or 2 ounces of juice, not to have them drink a full glass of water to dilute their stomach acids. So just be aware. Trust me, your kids will thank you for their love of water, especially as they grow up and realize that they don't need more sugar. It's a minefield out there for our kids for sure, but it is up to us to model behaviors that they can adopt now and for the rest of their life. Just take it one day at a time, Fit Mama, and find a bottle, cups, and mugs that you love to drink out of that will lure you to drink more. The more you equip yourself for success and schedule it day to day, the more of it will become a habit, just like brushing your teeth, effortless. Have a super day, Fit Mama. Namaste.